Okay, so a couple of days ago there was a Facebook question which inspired me to do this tutorial. And what it is, they've got these Elementor Image Box Widgets, and they want to put some long text in the descriptions and have it scrollable with a nice styled scroll bar on the right hand side, which is not a standard feature of the Elementor widgets. So what I'm going to do is work through how we do this just using plain old CSS. And I'm also going to look at how we can have these global styles. So in this case, these three columns here, the first three, you've got the red thumbnail with the green track and that one there. Then we've got this one on the right hand side, which has got the red thumbnail with the orange track. So these are all using a global setting, and this has been customized. And also I've set the height on these three to 300 pixels and the height on that one to 200 pixels. So a little bit of a quirk here. Now in Firefox, these scroll bars work a little bit differently. So the CSS rules are going to have to be different to allow this to work in Firefox. Also, you notice as I roll in and out of that, I've got some padding that changes because of the scroll bar appearing on the side. And I've allowed for some settings where you can set when the mouse is not over, what the right padding will be, and when the mouse is hovered over, what the right padding would be. So you can play with that to minimize some of this jump here. It is different between Firefox and Chrome. If I jump over to Chrome, look here, so I've got it almost stable in Chrome, and Firefox is jumping a little bit more. So you may need to look at some stuff that targets Firefox, particularly if you're concerned about that. Okay, so let's head over to the actual page that I've created. I'm going to clear all of my content out of here. Delete all the content. I'll start again. I'm going to refer to my tutorial page. So I've created a tutorial, which I'll put up when I finish this video. And our steps in here, first of all, we're going to create image box widgets. We're going to drag the image box widgets. We're going to drag the image box widget to the editor. We're going to style it. We're going to add this class to it. I'm just going to copy that now. So I can do that. And we're going to add some long text to the description. Let's go back over to our page here. I'm going to grab an image box widget, plug it in here. And I'm going to set the size of the image to 1024. Pick an image, any old image here. Maybe we'll go for this little car here. Set our colors. So let's set the width of the image to 100%. We'll set our colors here somewhere. Content. So let's just set our color to white for the label. And we'll set our color to maybe just a slight off-white for the on the label. Slight off-white for the copy. Copy's there, that's changed. All right. And then we go to the Advanced tab. And we want to add that class to there. So this image box description scroll, which I grabbed from this description up here. Now we've done that, we want to duplicate this. Actually, we want to grab some long text, sorry. We're going to, I've got a link up here to a lorem ipsum generator. I'm going to generate some lorem ipsum and just grab a couple of paragraphs of that. Back over here. Put that in my description. So it's super long description, could be longer. All right, now we've done that, I'm just going to duplicate this column. So right click, duplicate, same thing again, duplicate, maybe a third time. So we've got 4 columns, sorry, with very, very long text. Okay, heading back over to the tutorial. So the step 2 is the styles. So what I say is I normally work inside an HTML widget while I'm developing, and then I move it to my site settings custom CSS when I'm happy with it. If we move down to CSS here, I've given you some options. If you've only got Elementor free, You can use an HTML widget on the page, or you can use the WordPress customize additional CSS. If you've got Pro, you can do either of those. Or on the page, you can go into the page setting advanced, custom CSS and put it in there, only if you want it on that page. Only if you only want it on that page. Or you can put it into the site settings, custom CSS if you want to use it site-wide. I'm going to click on this to copy it to the clipboard. Get back over to my page. And in my case, I'm going to stick it in the site settings, custom CSS. I'm going to put it in there. Okay, now straight away you see this is all changed. Now this is all 300 pixels high. I've got a scroll me at the top, and I've got a scroll bar when I scroll over. Back to the editor. Update this page. I think I have. It's going to try 5. So there's my page I've just created just now. And note these have all got the same scroll bar and the same height. So let's change just one of them. So the easiest thing to do is to go to, let's say I want to change the first one. We'll go to the widget, go into our advanced attributes, style, and then a pipe symbol. Head back over to my tutorial. I've got a note here on the things that you can change. I'm going to use the height variable. I'm going to put a colon. So this is a standard CSS like you'd put into a style tag. I'll make that say 200 pixels. And then I'm going to make the track color. So I've got to put a semicolon there, track color, colon, orange. Now in this editor, you're not going to see this because the editor doesn't process these attributes. So I've just saved that. If I go head back over to a live page, F5. Now this is 200 high and I've got an orange track. That's as simple as that. So all you have to do is change those variables there. So that's pretty much the tutorial. Now I'm just going to go a little bit further and explain how this bit works here. So these overrides, and this is something I really like to work with, where what we're doing in our CSS, we look at expanding this out. So what I do is at the top level here, so at that rule there, I define these variables. Variables have 2 dashes. I define their defaults. So this will be the defaults if you do not specify them. Now, when you use the style attribute on a widget, you can override any of these to whatever you want it to be. You can make that height of 600 pixels. You can make the thumb color of blue, the track width either narrower or wider. I'll put FF for Firefox. Now, Firefox styles for the scroll bar are different. They don't use the Webkit style. So on there's basically auto, thin, or I can't remember what the other one. There's 3 of them. So there's auto, thin, and something else. And that's particularly for Firefox. And then what we're doing is we're setting a right pad for scroll. So when we're not hovering over this, it puts a padding of 7 pixels on the right hand side. So when we are hovering over it, I'm setting the right padding to 2 pixels, and that seems to be kind of okay for this. So what I'm doing is reducing the padding on the right by 5 pixels to allow for this addition of the scroll bar, and that kind of reduces some of this jumping a little bit here. If I made that 0, actually it's a bit better, so 0 might work better for this one. Okay, so that's what those are all about. Now the scroll tag is this little scroll tag at the top here. So I'm basically before the content for that description. I'm just adding some content with scroll me, putting some padding around it, some color around it, and setting it to the absolute position at the top of that section. So this is why it scrolls as you scroll down. Then I've got my Webkit Scroll Bar, which is going to affect all Webkit browsers, so Chrome, Safari, anything that is Webkit compliant. These scroll bar colors and sizes will be set by that. Firefox doesn't support that, so Firefox we have to set these two up here within the actual box itself, the description itself, and there's only two settings for Firefox, which is the scroll bar color, which is the thumbnail color, and then the track color, and the scroll bar width, which is either thin, auto, or none, I think it is. Yeah, so it's no scroll bar, auto, or thin. That's all you can do with Firefox, unfortunately, which is why we've got these two extra rules. That's pretty much it, and I think it's incredibly useful if you've got very long text that you're going to put into these things, and I hope that is very useful for you.